welcome back. This is episode 19 of Rhinestoned.
Rhinestoned. Hi.
Oh, we missed everyone last week. So sad.
I
So sad. Got taken down.
got taken down again, y'all. Got taken down again. I'm really hoping, I guess it's just gonna have to be the thing that she gets every sickness. My first, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we're really just getting hit hard. But anyway, the house was hit with strep. I was hit with strep. I'm still on a 10-day medication, which by
I'm
the
sure
way,
there's lots of other mommies out there that can relate though, right? Like daycare is
yeah. And mommies, tell me
full
this.
and all of that. It's like just a breeding ground for.
It is. And the last time that I almost feel bad giving my daughter's antibiotic because now that I'm on it, I remember how much like penicillin just strips you of kind of all things,
Yeah.
like it can make you feel a little woozy almost.
Yeah.
So just being on medication it sucks. But
Yeah.
anyway, we're back, baby.
Back and I know I wanted to get on this New York Times article, but I feel like because we did miss last week, let's just skip right to it. The thing that we were excited to talk about, because really there haven't been that many developments, I would say, since last week. Maybe
Yeah.
some, but Rhinestoners, we are all still just trying to get through this post Amanda and West are
Wow.
together world that we are now
Wow.
living in. Well, we have had some stuff happen this week, actually. I think like it
Yeah,
has
give
been
us the
interesting
rundown.
to see Sierra popping out, like girls working. We love to
Yep.
see it.
Yep.
Looking amazing.
On the red carpet with Cindy Sweeney herself and her micro bangs.
I didn't get to see who made that look she was
Just,
wearing, but I absolutely love that. I, of course, like us shorties could never pull something like that off,
I
but
know.
that like corset with that open skirt, like
Mhm.
that looked stunning on
It
her.
looked stunning. It looked stunning, and what I can tell, and I'm sure you'll agree, is the looks are getting better, most likely because stylists or maybe even potentially designers are reaching out to her, or HBO is maybe providing her with some looks on them
Yeah.
because you can tell that is a piece that was designer.
It's absolutely beautiful. So I mean, look, we love to see it. I'm happy that she's out there, clearly like already trying to work through it. I think what was really interesting is that I saw yesterday in TMZ, they reported that basically that Amanda and West are still together, I think, was
Yeah,
sort of like the gist of the
right.
article. Which good for them. Look, I think at this point they have to do that to save face regardless. So to
I think
me,
so.
like I don't necessarily find that as like a strong indicator that they're definitely really truly a thing. I think that at this point both of their PR machines will have stepped in, or whoever it is helping them, hopefully, has stepped in to say like you guys need to at least now appear to be a couple regardless,
Absolutely.
because otherwise like what was the point of
What
all
was
of
that
this? That's what I keep
for?
coming back to. Like it's just they have to move forward in this narrative because you've opened us all up to the narrative, so we're
Right.
here now. Um so to me I wasn't surprised to see that. Like I at this point think the true test is going to be how the reunion plays out. Like I
I
just don't
agree.
really care about anything else. I don't care about what TMZ is reporting. Like I want to see them sitting on those couches together. Like I want to observe them as a couple. I want to see what they say. I want to see how they say it.
Yeah.
That for me is going to be the litmus test here.
Are they going to walk on the stage together?
Exactly. Are they coming
Like,
out at the same time? Are they sharing a dressing room?
oh, are they sharing a dressing room? I didn't even think about that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because the behind the scenes lead up. I don't know. I think it's been interesting that honestly we did have a week. I almost feel like it's beneficial because not that a ton has happened, but I think what we're seeing is a couple of different things play out, which is my and this is all my perspective, first of all, from what I'm seeing. I feel like Bravo came to them and said, "This is building. We don't want it to go past April 1st." Like, I do wonder if they're not still a little bit on contract here in some way,
Yeah.
right? That it's like anything that happens prior to the reunion, you either have to address directly or allow cameras to go up on. And maybe they were like, okay, well, we definitely don't want cameras to go up on this. Like, if we're thinking back to Vanderpump Rules, that's what happened, right? It was pre reunion, so they were able to go cameras up on that whole at home confrontation between Tom and Ariana.
Yeah.
Um, and I almost feel like that's why we even tell me what you think. I almost feel like that's why we got that statement a little bit. That because that statement did feel so everyone's been saying it. It basically is like, hey, we're a situationship.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if West would participate in that sort of behavior unless Bravo wanted him to do it. And then also I do think, and the only reason I'm thinking this is that Kyle on the street interview, Kyle mentioned that Wes got 50,000 new followers. And I think
Yeah.
his suspicion and a lot of people's suspicion is that somehow he bought that. And I'm thinking like, again, could that have been Bravo? Could that have been
I
Bravo
don't think
saying
he bought
like,
followers. This people are getting too like
uh,
insane stuff. Like that's
there's
crazy.
so much.
Come on. If he was going to buy followers, he could have done that at any point before all of this happened.
I would agree.
I think that's like just genuine interest. People started hearing, think about this way. There's people within the Bravo universe that don't watch Summer House. People
Mm,
started hearing, oh, this is the next
oh, sure. Yeah.
Scandival. And they were like, who's Wes? And they went and followed him. If you were
Yeah.
watching Summer House, you probably already followed him. Okay. So
Yeah.
this is people that were just like, oh, it's another Scandival. Whatever. Like, Scandival proved that Bravo crosses all lines, right? I mean, like
Absolutely.
that was a national news story. Everyone was talking about that. The straights, the gays, the girls, the guy, like everyone. Okay. So that's all that's happening there is I think people are conditioned now to like, oh, it's a similar scandal. Let me go do my research. So he gets
Okay, okay, okay,
fired.
okay, okay. Okay, but I want your reaction on this because this is a little bit where my conspiracy brain goes in the whole Bravo having some sort of hand in all of this. I get a little like, okay, a couple of days after, Sierra was doing another on the red carpet, and it was with John Hamm. And then John Hamm, and then like 2 days later, John Hamm is on Watch What Happens Live, and he gives like a snippet of what Ciara said on that carpet. And I
Yeah.
was just sitting back thinking to myself, like, is this not all a little timely? Like,
I mean, I think that's probably okay. I actually think it's just a fortunate coincidence in that
okay,
like his
he was in
show
New
with the
York,
his show with Amanda Peet just came out, and
right,
so they would have already been booked to
for
promote
press.
that like weeks in advance for Watch What
Okay,
Happens Live, right?
okay,
I think it's a happy coincidence that John Hamm happens to be a Bravo fan,
right.
right? Because I I'm watching For Your Friends and Neighbors. Great show, by the way,
Oh,
Rhinestoners.
is it?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
yeah, I mean it's like and Olivia Munn is in it. I love her in it as
I
well.
do. I like Olivia Munn. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry I do.
It's definitely like you would enjoy it. It's, and like an examination of wealth in like the outer NYC area, you know.
You know what I was thinking about the other day? Have you ever seen the movie Friends with Money? With
No.
Jennifer Aniston and like
It
oh my
sounds familiar.
okay, I'm gonna send you this. If you're ever just sitting around on a Saturday and you've got some time, watch that movie. It's so
Yeah.
good. I rewatched it the other day and I was like, this movie continues to be right on the money 25 years later. Like it's
Yeah.
friends with money. It is
Yeah.
what it is. It's a group of friends and it's just like what it is to have a group of friends.
I
Anyway.
know. I feel like I've been either like rediscovering or discovering for the first time older movies that like we never
Mm.
watched, but that are more
Mhm.
similar to ones that we love. If
Yes.
that makes sense. Like there's a Barbra
Yes.
Streisand movie I just watched where I'm like, how did we never watch this? Because we would have loved it.
Yeah.
There was another one too that I just started. But no, I mean, look, I think it's a happy coincidence. John Hamm is like a big Bravo universe. I'll be honest in that my feeling has been more that I wish it was more obvious what Bravo is doing.
Sure. Sure.
Because if to your
Sure.
point, like they're
Okay.
behind like the scenes, I guess okay, cool, then makes sense. But to me, it feels like why has there not been any kind of like statement or like acknowledgement? And the reason I feel like it's needed in this context is that
Mm.
the current season is still airing.
Yeah, I know. It's not even over yet.
It's not even over. I mean, I'm assuming it's got to be winding down, but like, and that's why, like, even today, like, we'll maybe touch on it if I can even remember anything relevant. Like, it's very hard to watch. It was hard to watch
Oh, I find
last
it
week, it was hard to
unwatchable.
watch this week, and it's because you cannot get over the fact that like everything has changed. And I know some people are like watching it to pick up on the clues of like, different things that might be going on that hint at this whole situation. That part of it I do understand is like maybe a little fun, but it is just really weird watching it. So like for me, I feel like that's why Bravo should be saying something, because it's like, hey, you're asking us as viewers to keep watching this season when we all know that everything is different than what we're watching on the screen. You're also launching the trailer for a net new show featuring these same people in this moment where all of this is happening, where like, so we'll talk about that for a second, but like the In the City trailer dropped and like, you know, we're getting the beginnings, I guess, of like the scripted demise of Amanda and Kyle, which is like that prenup conversation scene where they're kind of like threatening each other a little bit. And it's like, even that is hard to watch. Like, this is for a show that hasn't even aired yet, and we're supposed to care about their like prenup scene. Like,
I
no,
I
I want the scene of like when Amanda called him to say I'm fucking West. Like, where's that scene? Like,
Where's that scene?
I just think that Bravo is like needing to recenter us in the reality of what is
Well,
transpiring in real life. And like the way to do that is not whatever it is they're doing right now or lack thereof.
although I will say, and we will get into it, don't want to step on it for later. Bravo did said, "Oh, you're looking for that? Well, here's Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Here it is for you." Here, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It's sad because I will admit this has been for years one of, you know, my husband and myself, we watch this show, we love
Yeah.
these characters, and it's been one of those things where, we'll sit down, maybe we'll save it for Saturday, so we'll like tape it, save it for Saturday, maybe have like one beer drink or something, pretend we're partying with the summer house people. And it's like now it's like we're both avoiding it. It's like, oh my God, the last thing I want to watch is like, thank you for saying it that way, the scripted demise of Kyle and Amanda, because it's so obvious this relationship was dead on arrival this season. So they've had to, I don't know, concoct whatever they're concocting. And then I guess just to kind of get into it, I'm supposed to care about Ben's fangirl girlfriend. I mean, who so obviously has watched this show and been a major stan of Sierra.
Yeah.
It's
That
rough.
was neurotic. I mean, here's another thing that's making it hard for me too. Um, because this is just like a theory that I have. And this is also why, of course, like I want the reunion to come. I just feel like we're still not getting the real truth of it all. And one of the things making me feel that way is like it's now going around. Obviously, Kyle has had sort of these like viral clips of him being like interviewed out on the street.
Mm-hmm.
His demeanor about this whole thing is not tracking for me, right? Like, I understand, that's still his wife, so he has love for her. So I understand him being sympathetic towards like what's happening to Amanda and all of that. But like, it just feels like he would be more something, Like, watching this week's episode was a reminder of like him and Wes were friends,
Yeah.
right? Like, we got a couple moments of them together. Like, it's like, there's just something so strange to me that like about how he's being that makes me feel like either he was part of this for a long time in like in terms of knowing, or he knows something we don't.
Or
Like,
he blessed it.
maybe, I mean, there's just something about it just feels like very off. But then I guess to counter that, I did want to call out something on this week's episode that I thought was funny because I saw someone point this out and I do agree because I felt the same way watching the scene. So I want to know if you noticed this. I saw someone say that like it was very interesting that scene this week where Ben calls Amanda out to kind of address what it
Oh,
is that
right.
apparently she said to the girlfriend.
Right.
And I saw someone say that like Amanda's face when Ben goes to talk to her or asks to talk to her is more of the face of someone who thinks that they're about to get caught in their affair than it was what actually happened. And I do actually think that this is true because I was watching that scene thinking, like, she seems really scared right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
scared. Like, why is she so what is she so freaked out about? You know,
Absolutely.
like,
The
and
internal
now that
dialogue was like, "No, no,
I'm
no, no,
like,
no,
oh my
no."
God, she totally thought she was about to get caught. So that's where I'm like, okay, I don't think Kyle knew if she was so panicked, you
I
know?
agree.
But like, I don't know. That this episode for me, like, that was maybe one of the only interesting things that happened. Otherwise, like, I don't know how we're all supposed to continue to like watch parties like that when Lindsay doesn't explain how she has all that money. I need an explanation. I need more than like it's the brand deals. Like, where is the money coming from?
I'm trying to think. I mean, she has that Airbnb in Nashville, but I don't think that she's making hand over fist on like 3-day bachelorette trips
She
every
might
once in
be.
a
She
while.
might be though. That thing is tricked out. Like people make a lot of money off of Airbnbs.
She could
That for
be.
me
I
was the
mean,
hardest part about this episode. I just was like, this is just we're not going to address this. Like
well, also because you've got to, these people are paying 12 to 18 grand a month on
that's
these
what I
apartments.
that's what I'm saying. I definitely think she'd be making bank from that. Like, I mean, it was there's definitely some steady source of income because she said that at the beginning, like, oh, I would love, but like, if not, I've got it, type of thing.
Well, it's obvious to me though too. Like I will say this. Though I think this is it. I think it's the brand deals of it all. I
Yeah.
think those brand deals are incredibly lucrative because if I think about the Giggly Squad
And
and
she
I
is
think
out
about
there too.
she is out there and I think about like Hannah and Paige, I think that that's you can tell Hannah never talks about what she has or where she lives. She does not dress flashy and I
Yeah.
literally think it's because unfortunately Hannah's not making as much money as Paige. Paige is
No.
out here like making money,
Yeah.
you
And she
know?
has her like little label thing or whatever it is that she's
Right. She has Daphne. She's with Tresemme. She just did the No Bueno bar commercial. She does
yeah.
all of these like red carpet stuff. She oh, the Amazon Lives. She has like a permanent deal with Amazon Lives. So this girl is just like she is
Yeah.
not
Milking
only
it.
yeah, not only random brand deals, but like a steady income stream with Amazon and others. So I do, it's interesting, and I think the bow that we can put on the Amanda and Kyle thing has definitely been it is interesting to see how someone like Lindsay has so artfully navigated this opportunity that now it's like her and Carl sitting on a couch doing an Uber Eats ad together about, you know what I'm saying? Like they both have been on television for so long. They're like, watch how it's done. Watch how we capitalize on your misery. Hold
100%.
on.
You cannot pay me to believe that Lindsay doesn't still wish she was with Carl. I am
I think
sorry.
that Carl and Lindsay, I've said it. I will go back and find the episode of Rhinestone where I said those two are going to get back together. I still
Why
believe
aren't
that.
they?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand. He also like he's the perfect type of weirdo man that would be so fine to step in with like a
Yes.
woman that already has a kid. He
Yes.
wouldn't care. He'd be like, "Okay, cool, let's have another one." Like,
Yes.
why aren't they I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
This is still why in my heart of
And the
hearts.
vibes are still there between them. Like the
Yes.
whole like okay, I do have to call her out for this because this was like the cringiest moment of this episode, but like why is she calling him out in the toast? Like, girl,
Oh
like
my God,
you keep
twice.
you keep telling
Twice.
us that you don't care and that you're not interested and that you're over it and whatever. And it's like you're telling the whole room. There's probably at least half the room that didn't know that he was there or who he was in relation to you. So why are you bringing it up?
It was so
Like
awkward. It was so awkward.
she needs to like let go of trying to convince us that there's nothing there. I think there's still something between those two, like pretty hardcore actually.
I think also like to go back to any of that, and we don't need to go deep on Carl and Lindsay, but just like a note, I do think this is where we get in our own way and like ego does eat you up because even if you journey okay, Carl, was he moving incredibly shifty with someone that he was supposed to be married to in a couple of days or weeks? Yes, he was. I'm not saying that Carl was like faultless.
Yeah.
However, Carl, I think if Lindsay would have come back to him and been like, I love you and I get it, I'll take the ring off. We'll put it in a drawer. We'll think about it for a couple of months. Like, we will pull this thing all the way back
Yeah.
because what I want more than anything is a relationship with you and a family with you. Lindsay was so clouded by like the ring and the wedding and wanting that to happen probably on Bravo. She made the proposal happen on Bravo. He was probably okay with that, right? But then
Yeah.
it probably became like the whole next season is going to be about our wedding. And I'm sure for someone who already is a little reticent when it comes to fame. Like, I don't think Carl is I think Carl loves the opportunities that this has given him, but I don't think he's like out here like West is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So that was a misread by Lindsay. She just should have met him where he was at and been like, okay, let's give it 6 months and see.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're gonna end up together.
The one thing I will say about that, what I was going to say is this is why I still believe, and I know I've said this before, that Austin and Madison can end up together because I honestly don't think that Brett is Madison's forever. Sorry, Madison. And so I think when she's
Shots
done with
fired.
him, I think to your point, I think Austin is the exact type of weirdo man who would be like, this is great. I don't want to have kids, but I'll have your kids and I'll be
No, because
like
you
a
still have to
fun
take
gay
care of
uncle.
them. No, I cannot. I am not with you on this take. I'm sorry. I don't think that is happening. I don't think they're ever getting back together. I feel really bad saying this, but the last thing on this week's episode, and it's not even, I don't even know if I'm saying something that's like mean. I hope not. Let me think about how I want to word this. Love my girl Sierra. Really
Yeah.
happy for her that she was able to purchase that house. That was one of the weirdest segments I've ever seen on
Oh my
reality
God.
television.
It was odd. I was like, there
I
feels
just feel like we were tackling some really tough
mm,
things in a very short,
amount
like,
of time.
package
Yeah.
segment and like glossing over some very, like, the whole way that like was sort of revealed to the audience, I thought was really interesting. And like, it almost like you got to the end of it and then you had to like read it back to yourself of like, okay, so wait a second. So she basically tricked her dad into selling it because he didn't really know that it was her at the other end of the negotiation. I mean, obviously not tricked. It was clear he was going to sell the house regardless, right? But when she got through that whole explanation of like, I had to set up a trust, I had to do all of these things, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, so clearly you could not have made it known that it was you. There's probably a
Yeah.
lot of reasons for that, and we are just gonna, I guess, glide over them right
Glide
now.
over
Like,
them.
I don't know. I'm saying it more because I do think that it's obvious, like, Sarah has had her struggles in life and things like that, and sometimes I wish, like, we would know more about some of those things because I think it would help contextualize her behavior
Absolutely.
sometimes and like her
Absolutely.
choices and like things like that. So to me, it was kind of just like weird because it was like obviously a happy thing that she has the house, but then when you're getting the backstory, it just felt like there was a lot of hurt there, right? And like she's clearly sharing that she had to go to quite a bit to do this without her father knowing, you know? And like I just wish we could have unpacked that a
I
little bit
agree.
more.
It seems like there's a lot going on with Sierra in general, and I
Yeah,
do think that this is why okay, I'm not okay, I don't know anything about the Sierra and the West of it all, but I do think that West doesn't come off to me as a super super serious person, and
yeah,
neither does Amanda, right? Like, and Amanda even said it on camera this week when they were talking about the whole, or was it last week when she was like, I just do art. You know what I mean? Like, she really is in that cool girl. I
yeah,
do art. I'm just whatever. And I do think that that's where Sierra one probably had a lot more emotional baggage for Wes to carry that he
yeah.
probably just was not in a position to do. And then two, I do think There might be for both, Amanda. I was taken aback this week when it came out that Kyle and Amanda hadn't been to couples therapy. It was exactly what you and I had said a couple of
Yeah,
weeks ago that, like, yeah, they haven't even done any work, you know, and that was
yeah,
obvious. It's like, no, okay, we were right. Check. They didn't. I think Amanda and Sierra, I guess we all need to go to therapy though. Like, I do think that there's a lot to unpack. And even with the house stuff, I was like, this is a little, what you're trying to do is buy this house to create a world in which you make all of these memories in it. But if the way in which you do that pisses off half the family, what
yeah,
memories are we making in it? Right.
yeah,
So that I was, yeah, I was just like, I think both of these girls need to
yeah.
not look for not men are not gods. They're not going to fix you. You know what I mean? Like, you need to do all of that work yourself and then come as a whole person to someone else, and you'll find that I think the love and the relationships will be a lot better. But I guess I'm just trying to say my one criticism of Sierra has been like, with this West thing. Like, why did we choose West though? Like, why did we put all of our eggs in the West basket? You are such a strong and intelligent person. You concocted this whole house thing on your own,
Yeah.
free will. Like,
Well,
why?
I mean,
I don't know.
not
What
only
signal was
that,
he
but
giving
like,
you?
and this is the part where we don't know if it's true or not, but like some of the rumors that are coming out now too are that Sierra and West were trying to start back up their relationship
Right.
potentially during some of this time. So like I think you can almost sort of explain maybe a little bit more their initial encounter relationship, as like an attraction, whatever. But the fact that like maybe they were working towards getting back there, that to me I think would be the bigger like why, if that's true.
Why?
Like
Why?
why after everything that's happened, everything that would you be trying to like work back to that place with
Right.
him? Because I feel like she's done such a good job of like standing her ground, and being like, no, this is why this is wrong. So I don't know. Well, speaking of, women saving themselves, I wanted to get your thoughts quickly on this article that I feel like keeps popping up in my feed this week that was in the Times. Because now I'm seeing like a
Oh,
lot of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
content spun off
I
of it.
listened to it. I didn't know that was an
But
option.
I'll read the headline. A wedding weekend, no spouse required. For some single women, milestone birthday parties offer the celebratory feel of a wedding without the marriage. So I mean, it's a pretty short read. Rhinestoners will link it in the comments, but basically, this is a new trend. There's a lot of kind of like women approaching 40 or other milestone birthdays, and they're choosing to celebrate them in the style of a wedding, essentially.
Right.
I don't know though. This is an interesting one. I think it sparked a lot of different thoughts for me. I'm curious what your initial reaction was.
You know me, I love a birthday.
Me too. Love a birthday.
I think I guess okay, here's what I would say though. I think that honestly my reaction is less to the women that would want to do this, because I think it's like, great, celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
I did a big thing for my birthday in Las Vegas one year. I like got a prefix menu at that
Yeah.
rabbit lie and whatever place. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've done that. Like, I've thrown myself a big birthday, so I would never knock that. I think almost where my criticism more lies is in the wedding industry, right? Because this is where I think we've gone a little bit off the rails here, in
Yeah.
that we've conflated wedding with marriage, we've conflated wedding with party, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's not this idea that like every woman who doesn't get a wedding deserves something to go in its place, because the wedding isn't for the woman. The
Yeah.
wedding isn't about that. It's not
Yeah.
about the man, it's not about the woman. It's about the union of two people and the promises they're making and the vows they're making to each other. And I almost, that's why I say it's more of a criticism on the wedding industry, because this
Yeah.
is what we've gotten with consumerism, that what we believe is that you have to have this thing in your life in order to feel fulfilled, and it's this huge party.
Yeah.
It's like, and you know what I also think is funny about this is that I see so many TikToks of like face to camera, and I'm sorry, Gen Z's, I'm just saying, it's usually a Gen Z, and it's like she's 25, she's 27, and girl is like livid that no one cares about her wedding. Are we experiencing that just everyone doesn't care about, oh, you really, and then everyone in the comments is like, yep, you'll really see who your true friend, you guys, the idea that anyone in your life beyond your sister, your mother, the person you're marrying, their
Yeah.
mother, honestly cares about your wedding is so, you got to get that out of your head. You
Yeah.
have to, everyone mostly is looking at it as an obligation. Most
Yeah.
people are thinking like, oh, if it's a couple that they think is cool, it's like, well, that'll be a cool party. If they don't think you're cool, it's like, oh, okay, I'll bring a gift. I'll show up. That on, I'm sorry, but people are people. I don't look at weddings that way. If I go to a wedding, it's because I'm excited to
Yeah.
go, and if I'm not excited to go, I don't go. But that's not how people approach it.
Well, to your point, I mean, what was interesting, some of the women that they feature in the article sort of seemed to say they were surprised by like the immediate positive response they got. And so maybe to your point though, it is because people are signing up more for a fun trip than necessarily
Right.
the things that come with a wedding, right? Which is
Right.
a very different type of trip. I thought like what I thought was interesting about the article is like sort of going back and forth between whether or not like I think there's almost like two separate tracks here, right? I felt like there are some women who are doing this um like more as a way to sort of provide a theme or some structure to
Right.
a big birthday event,
Right.
right? In a way that feels familiar or maybe, that they are worried they won't get the chance to do. And then I also feel like, and this is maybe more like from content I've seen like on TikTok and stuff like that, like there's women that are doing this like to replace a wedding, if that makes sense, And to me, like that's where I start to have different feelings about it,
Right.
right? Like
Right.
if you're there to like marry yourself or you know what I mean? Like some of those types of things are a little bit odd to me. And like I did see one creator make the point of like, what happens if these women still get married
Right.
later,
Right.
right? And
Right.
they've done this sort of, and so I think that's where for
Right.
me, like, I think where I come back to then is I do find it overall slightly strange then. Because here's the thing. Why can't you just have the big birthday
Right.
and not have it like be like you can
That
still
theme.
do all the things. Like you
Right.
can still do the speeches.
Right.
You can still have it be 3 days. You
Absolutely.
can still have multiple events and multiple changes. Like you don't have to like
Absolutely.
ask for permission to do those things or the people don't need to know those things ahead of time because there is no ceremony,
No.
right? So
Right.
if there's a dinner in which you ask some friends to make some speeches, you
Great.
can do that as part of any birthday celebration. So I think for me, I'm just still not like fully understanding why it has to be in the wedding style unless you are in that bucket of women who is doing it squarely to replace
Right.
wedding, marriage, whatever. And then if you're that, I also have issues with that too. But my point is it's just like
Let's be clear.
I don't know. This is just here's okay. Let me distill down another way what bothers me about this. I fully agree that it is very unfair as single people when you reflect upon the time and the energy and the money that you spend for
Sure.
people in couples, families,
Sure.
whatever. I understand. I get that feeling,
Sure.
right? And it's like when is your turn, right? There's a famous Sex in the City episode about this, right? Um in which Carrie jokingly marries herself so that she can get the Milano Blahnik shoes that are owed to her. So I think that that's always been a thing, right? And I do understand wanting to sort of replace that,
Mhm.
but what I would prefer is coming up with something new or doing
Yeah.
something original to
Yeah.
achieve that.
Yeah.
What bothers me is it's almost like slightly sad to me that we have to like copy the thing that isn't happening and do that just on our own as the way to justify it. Does that make sense? It's just like, I
Absolutely.
think we should just say, like, that is for someone who is in a couple and is making a commitment. That's not happening for me.
Right.
That's okay. But I'm
Right.
not going to try and like co-opt this thing and turn
Right.
it into something else because it's
Right.
never going to be that thing, right? So
Right.
like I support single women, unmarried women. I am unmarried. Um going and getting theirs in terms of like getting to have these great events with friends, getting to create their version, right, of like milestone events. I fully support that. I just
Right.
think we need to do it in our own unique way versus trying to take things from couples and twist and turn it, like
Absolutely.
the very long way of saying I think all of these friends would have shown up to these parties
There's
regardless of whether or not they were being positioned
yeah.
as weddings.